pot. Okay. So with that, you know, I believe that the Lord shifted me as well as some of the artists to be able to now that we are rooted and grounded, we know who God is, and we're not going to waver, to be able to go snatch them into the kingdom. And we can't be afraid to go and get them. And I believe that that's why God has allowed people like Kirk Franklin to be heard on some secular stations. It wasn't for him to get heard and go over there and switch gears. It's not for him to win a Soul Train or NAACP or a Trumpet Award or some type of award and switch gears and not know that God provided the way. And I think artists' responsibility, Christian artists, whether it's Christian soul music, urban, gospel, hip hop, whatever, rap, you name it, I believe it's their responsibility that when God swings them doors open, wide open, that you go in there and you pull them through those doors and minister to them. And that's very key. The Lord allowed me, I can talk, Gary, as you can see. The Lord allowed me to run into Winona Judd. And we were in the airport, and she wanted to pray with me. Right. And I was like, oh, tight. And so she started praying with me, and she said, and get that album. I'm on there with Patti LaBelle. I'm doing a gospel. And she was giving me firsthand before it popped out, you know. And I was like, my God, Lord, but my prayer has been put me back in that secular arena. So this time around, I can speak life to folks and snatch them over to the kingdom of God, as well as the gospel artists that I work with. Easy reading, quick reading, and it's very raw. I don't try to dress anything up with respect to God and how God wanted to speak in that book. And so it's exciting. I got to admit that even myself. And it's a lot of true stories in there. It's not an autobiography, but there's some scenarios in there, you know, about situations that should help somebody become free in their mindset and unentangled by the things of this world. It's based on Romans 12:2. This is, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, to not be conformed to this world, but to be ye transformed. And so we as Christians, sometimes we got to renew that mindset if we want the things of God. This book is so special to me because it's dedicated to two people. There's a gentleman I'm sure you heard of. His name is Bucky. Bucky Tillery, John Tillery with Living Sacrifice. He is dedicated to him and his wife because he went blind in his 30s just recently to diabetes and high blood pressure. He's a gospel artist. Now, this is an artist who was used to playing the piano and traveling with the ministry that God placed aside of him. This is why you better know who your source is and your resource is. But he went blind, and they said he needed a kidney transplant. Hear me, young people. Now, this is why you just can't go marrying any and everybody, because guess what? After they checked for the kidney, they checked his wife if she was a match. And those two just had an operation, and he's recuperating. And I spoke to him, and he said that he's going to have another operation to try to get sight back in one of the eyes. Well, the book was dedicated to him because he was a young artist who the Lord allowed him to touch my heart, to put in there that people send donations to try to be a blessing to them. Because, you know, that's something when that natural thing is taken away from you. But because Bucky and his wife Katina know God is the source, they're happy in spite of, because he got his life and God is still providing. And then the book is also dedicated to a project in Africa called the Joseph Project, and that's responsible for raising money for kids who don't have proper drinking water or live in third world countries, don't have shoes to travel miles to church. You know, we won't go to church if we don't have the funkiest boots. But you got kids in Africa, they don't even have clean water or shoes, and they'll walk and get blisters or whatever just to hear a fresh word from God. So that's what the book, God is My Ticket Out of the Ghetto, is dedicated to. And to you young people, you never know if somebody watching you trying to get that dream, and the Lord touched their heart to be a blessing to you to help it come to pass.
Clifton Davis is an actor as well as a preacher. And a lot of people remember him from the hit series Amen, starring Sherman Hemsley and Anna Marie Horsford. Anyway, we had an opportunity some time ago to sit down with Mr. Davis to discuss quite a few things, and hopefully you'll enjoy this interview.
As far as this event here today, how did you get involved with PNT to host this particular event?
Well, actually, Dr. Bobby Cartwright contacted me on a whim because somebody said, you ought to try to get Clifton Davis. He said, I can't even get Clifton Davis to call me back. But they found a number for me and called me, and my schedule was such that it allowed me a couple of days to come. And I didn't try to kill him with the money. And he was in total shock when he got me on the phone. And when I finally agreed to do it, he just gave God the praise. And over the years, I wasn't going to do it the second year, but he called me at the last minute, and I came in, did it, and this is my 5th year. And I just give God the praise because through Dr. Cartwright, we've been able to get Gospel Superfest on Trinity Broadcast Network, well, through me.
Right. Okay. I see. Cool. So I guess, as this grows from year to year, it would be nice to keep it here in Atlanta. Do you have any push or pull with that?
Well, this is our first year here in Atlanta, and I don't have a whole lot of juice,
okay.
But I do have some.
Right.
So I'm going to recommend to Dr. Cartwright that we could seriously consider staying in Atlanta for a while.
I see. Right. And my last question, as far as when it comes to children's charities as well as charities in a whole, I guess what's your utmost or what's your ultimate goal in regards to being able to network and bring people together when it comes to children's charities?
Well, to be quite honest with you, my heart breaks for the children with AIDS in Africa and the children with similar diseases in South America. And so I am currently working very hard to raise some serious money to work on and develop a project I call Reiniciar, which is Portuguese. In English, it would be reinitiate or to begin again, which will partner with charities that I've identified in Brazil, which are moving wonderfully to help the children of the slums to move beyond the 4th and 5th grade education that has been their limit, to help them with hot lunches, to help them with education, and to move those children, primarily black children, because it's mostly the poor who are the dark-skinned Brazilians. And so it's really black kids who are not getting the educational opportunities. And so what we will do is give them the opportunities, because once they have the education, the barriers come down in Brazil. Folk don't look so much at the color of your skin. It is about economic caste system and education. If you have the education, as you could be black as the ace of spades or high yellow, light bright, darn near white.
Right.
But you can have an opportunity for work. And so that's what we want to provide for these children.
In closing, just give us the name of your church as well as the address and how people can reach you, if they are interested in possibly attending your church as well as, having other people to come.
And getting my book.
And getting your book.
And getting my book. Well, the name of the church is called On a Mission for Christ International Ministries in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And we're right off of Skyborough Road, which is a main road. They have services Wednesday at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. They can call me at 910-644-1824. The church number is 910-977-1674. And if they want to get my book, Gary, they can go to www.havesomefaith.com. But Gary, that some is spelled S-U-M. Because God said if we have faith of a mustard seed, God can do the impossible with us according to Luke. So it's have some S-U-M faith.com.
To choose to walk this earth, blinded without sight.